Welcome. This is the Board Game Professor, and I am Dr. Kevin Hadley. So, again, we are reviewing games based on their educational value. What can they teach us? What can they teach our children? What can they teach our students? And so for each game that I want to review, I want to do a review, I want to do an overview, and I want to do a in-depth how to play. This is the general overview of how the game plays to put things into context for the educational review. So what are we doing today? We're doing Stone Age by Michael Tummelhofer. I think that's a pseudonym. I don't remember his other official name. This is a game by Rio Grande Games, and basically what you're doing is you're a tribe, you're in the Stone Age, and you're trying to have the best tribe there is. Okay, and there's a lot of different ways you're doing that, but you've got to collect resources to build up your tribe, to develop culture and develop cool houses or huts, make some tools, that kind of thing. So again, I'm not going to go over exactly how the game plays, just a general flow of the game. So the flow of the game, it's worker placement. So you have workers, okay, and I love green, and so you have worker placement, and you're allocating them to different spots. Okay, so you can have them. I know you can't really see the board, but you can kind of have them go develop a farm, that you can have them collect some wood, you can have them develop a tool, or you can have them, develop, let's see, a religion, so to speak. So after everybody's allocated so there's collection spaces, and there's 5 types of resource. Yes, there's 5 types of resource. There's food, wood, brick, stone, and gold, kind of standard resources. You allocate people to those resources, and you allocate the number of people based on how many dice you want to roll. So if you only want to roll 2 dice, okay, you roll that many dice to see how many wood you'll get, how many brick you'll get, and so on and so forth. The more people you allocate, obviously the more stuff you'll get. So there's resource collections. Now wood, stone, brick, and gold are used to buy stuff. Food is just to make sure your people don't starve. There's also these special spaces that give you different bonuses, like tools make it easier to collect resources, farms make it easier to feed your people, and then you also have the love shack, which gives you more people to use. Of course, that more people means more you have to feed. And then you have these different ways to get points. Okay, so you have huts. Some of these huts have just a designated point value on them. This one's worth 10. So if I pay 2 wood and a brick, I get 10. This one's special. It's a question mark in terms of how many points. How those work, I'll explain on the how-to video. But basically, those are more customizable in terms of how many points they can be worth. So that's one way to get points. The other way to get points are the cards, okay? And there's 2 types of cards, basically. There are the sandy beach cards, okay? And they have little people on them. So this has a little shaman guy times the number of meeples you have. So you get a point, basically, for how many people you have in your tribe, okay? Whereas this guy, okay, a little, carrying a big stick thing and times buildings. So you get this many points per building. So this is 2 points per building. Okay. We can also notice on these cards, they have a thing at the top. So some are, this kind of thing where you've got, you got all the dice rolls, and it'll kind of give you a random what it's going to give you. You have things like this that are like collection. You also have cards like this that act as these kind of spots, so this one acts like the tool making spot, and you also have resources like food. So this one gives you 1 food for your thing. But there's also, in terms of the bottom, you have these different things. So this is textiles. This one's religion, okay? And they're just all these different symbols. So how much they're worth is basically, it's a set collection. So the more unique symbols you have, the more points you're going to get in the end. So there's really three sources of points. There's the buildings, there's the people multipliers, and then there's the symbol set collection. So the general flow of the game is you allocate people to spots, you either collect resources or build up your civilization or buy things, okay, and you make sure everybody survives, okay, and that's the central premise of the game. So, and again, the tools help collect resources. Some resources are easier to get than others, but of course they're worth more in terms of the points, and there's, these things. And the game basically ends when either one of these piles goes away or there's no more cards available. But in the end, all you're really trying to do is have the biggest, best civilization at all possible. And that's pretty much how the game plays. There's, a couple of nuances that will probably make sense when we go over the explicit how-to. But in terms of what I'm going to talk about in my educational review, the main thing is you have all these resources and you're allocating them to different things. You're collecting resources and you're spending resources to get points. So this was a brief overview of what Stone Age is by Michael Tummelhofer. The publisher again is Rio Grande Games. If you want to know more about its educational value, not educational volume, please watch the other video on this. If you want to know, well, hey, this seems interesting, but I have this game, I don't really know how it's played, the rules are kind of confusing. Watch those videos to figure out how the game is actually played. Thank you for watching, and again, I am Dr. Kevin Hadley, and this is the Board Game Professor. Have a good day.